well. And if you are going to pick Viego, I think Red is probably the team to do it on because of how close these fights have gotten, right? Even in game one when Red was behind, if there was a Viego swapped out instead of the Jarvan for those fights, you guarantee that he's going to get a couple resets here and there. So I don't like Viego overall as a champion. I never really liked him, but this is potentially one of the spots where I think hopefully Aegis can shine, especially with how close, like I said, these fights have been going.
And despite the changes in draft, the one thing Red definitely have is the momentum after that second game there. Bravado and Bluster hit a bit of a reality check in game one against Kane, but they were back to winning ways in that second matchup. And now let's see who can take that advantage forward, who can get to match point first and have all of the leniency going into games 4 and 5. Red looking aggressive, stepping forward with the wards, with Jojo back on that Nautilus. And damage on the Alistar is a very interesting adaptation for me because, yes, it can go aggressive, but it doesn't really quite have the range of something like a Leona, something like a Nautilus, you know?
Yeah, he has a couple games on it this season as well, about 3 games, so it's not like it's a completely new pick. But yeah, Alistar, out of the engaged supports that we have in rotation, right? He's kind of on the bottom of the barrel alongside Rel, right? You just have the Leona, the Nautilus. You have you have better options, and it just feels like damage was relegated to this because the Leona was banned out, because the Nautilus was picked away. He's just okay. You know what? I'm gonna go for the next best thing. Now, there is a lot more of instant kind of CC setup, right? You can do the flash WQ or you can do the W flash Q. There's a lot more tricks you can play with the Alistar, and we'll see if damages Alistar is up to snuff in regards to those mechanical outplays that you can put, especially now that he has the Glacial Augment on it as well, so you can look to potentially CC a lot more targets.
Yeah, and plenty of Hex Flash plays available to be made as Titan and Jojo again stamping the dominance on this early lane, but Karaoke is down there. Now, they have the ward in place, and Karaoke can't jump walls. So this time, the ward is actually flawless. Karaoke can't get around that one. So that's good, and they will hopefully avoid another 245 incident as in game 1. And we saw that, you know, the difference from game 2 to game 1 is Titan didn't die at 3 minutes. So let's see if he can keep that one rolling.
My concern in here is that both junglers are on very farm-heavy junglers, and maybe Weiser will have an easier time abusing Guigo in the top lane. And as I say that, Aegis gonna go for the 235 timer.
Oh, we got the slow onto Weiser. There's the body slam and a stun to follow up with the Spectral Maw. It's first blood for Aegis.
Oh my god, that was such a beautiful gank timing from Aegis. Full clears the top side. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Nobody expects the 2-minute 30 gank from Viego here, and now he's gonna go for a gank onto the mid lane.
Oh my goodness, chill Aegis. They trade the flash as well off the charm. That one was on target from Grevthar, and this Viego doesn't stop, man.
Yeah, Aegis.
Oh my god. What's happening here?
Jojo, Titan?
Just let him be, man.
Yeah, maybe it's revenge for what happened to Grevthar in game 1, right? All the Nautilus ultimates and the 3-man ganks that were coming out. Really good roam from Titan and Jojo. You may have liked to see the reset from them, but they know that Hecarim started on the bot side. They don't have any pressure to reset. They don't have to worry about any ganks. And look, Aegis isn't going to lose much. He's going to get slower timers on his red and Krugs for sure. And maybe Karaoke can use that to his advantage. Maybe potentially take the Wolves or the Gromp that may be spawning on his reset. But, I mean, overall, it was a net benefit for Aegis. Got the kill onto Jace. Weiser burns the TP. Guigo has his TP up, can look to navigate this laning phase a little bit more as he just takes an EQ shock blast. But just really good timing from Aegis.
Yeah, so he has gotten the start that he wants with that first blood to maybe mitigate a bit of the disparity in early game effectiveness that Karaoke did previously have. And he is still the Hecarim, has the boots, has the ghost, can still be a force. It's all about if Red can effectively play around him. If they can, like in game 2, they can actually consider Pain Gaming's comp when they think about how to play the game. And looks like that is what's happening. Titan and Jojo not going for the crazy engages. Karaoke with no way into the bot lane. And mid lane as well. You can see Grevthar leaving the space, but now they've got Aegis in the back pocket. They want to go for the 3 versus 3. Karaoke comes through with the ghost to flash away from Jojo.
Wait, Hecarim, my guy here.
Damage onto the Hecarim though. Aegis tripping away, and it's a second kill for Viego.
Uh-oh, that Viego's 2-0, Trajan. That guy's a scary, scary jungler. And I don't know, just Karaoke just ghosted in thought he was tanky enough. He didn't really have anything, was waiting for the counter gank. No flash, nothing like that. So he's just gonna get run down, right? They have slows. They've got T10 with rockets for him. Like you're not gonna be able to get out there fast enough before you get killed. And that is a scary Viego.
I guess it wasn't the Hecarim doing the heavy lifting in game 2. It was just Aegis. He's 2-0 again on the Viego, and he's caught up with the CS. He's got items coming through. He's tracking Karaoke properly. They're playing the fights well. It is looking very good for Red right now. Pain Gaming, they can't just do whatever they want at this point. They've got to think more clearly about what Red Gaming are doing. Will they still go for this early dragon, though? That has been a constant thus far.
Yeah, and I just remember in the early prep, I was saying if Aegis can get the advantageous jungle matchup, if he can come out on top of the jungle versus jungle, matchup, he will single-handedly turn the tides of this game. And right now, it's 9.8 to 8.5k. Dinkato rocking
He's
a
on
hard
vision.
place.
He does have level 6 though, and they've caught Titan. He doesn't have the summoners. They might be able to find this mid laner, but I think it's going to be carry for carry right here. Oh, with the blast cone! Saves Dinkato over the wall. Will he get to safety? Grefthar searching with the spirit rush. He knows he's in the brush. He gets through the shadow surge though, and Aegis will find his third kill of the game. He gets a reset. Grefthar looking to support Jojo very low. Karaoke as well. Trigo unleashed with the Gravitum will root them all up and will pick them off one by one with the Severum. And that, or the Crescendum I should say, Pain Gaming this time, they come out ahead.
And Dinkato played that beautifully. Blast cone into the corrupting potion to get the healing off. It looked like he was dead to rights here, right? But it just looks, Titan just got instantly blown up by damage. And Karaoke here hits the ultimate from Vex, dodges out the Ari charm, dodges everything out, goes back in and just buys so much time. And now Trigo is here to clean up. Doesn't matter if Aegis gets the reset. Trigo's here with Crescendum, with Infernum, and he's just going to clean this fight up instantly. Aegis not level 6. Grefthar does not have the resets available to dip and dash around these fights, and that was just beautifully played by Pain Gaming here. 2 kills picked up for Karaoke, 1 kill for Dinkato, and another kill for Trigo here. And that beautiful early game that Aegis, orchestrated is now all but forgotten because the gold lead is now in Pain Gaming's favor.
Definitely doesn't feel like some sort of planned strategic outplay there. It's just mechanical skill from Dinkato playing out that fight so well, buying so much time, as you said. And they got the shutdown off of Aegis, and they've spread some kills around their carries for Pain Gaming. Trigo, Dinkato, and Karaoke all walking away the benefactors of part of this almost 1,000 gold lead. So the Red Canids, they're not going to be able to keep this momentum forward. They are going to have to pump the brakes a little bit and think about what they want to do next.
Yeah, game still, very manageable. It's only about a 1k gold lead for Pain Gaming here. Herald is up. Dragon has been ignored, even though it's the Mountain Dragon here. And they've brought everyone back up to this Herald like they did in game 2. But this time around, it looks like Damage and Trigo on the bot lane. Okay, Damage is backing off. Trigo's going to get another couple plates for himself. Does he have the red and white guns to take as many plates as he can? Hopefully, he can cycle those through. But now, where is this Herald gonna go? Okay, got the white gun in hand. 2 plates for himself, possibly 3, even 4. Nobody's there to match him yet. He's just gonna get plates for free, Trajan.
Yeah, it's basically the same as last game. He doesn't have as good guns for it, but here's Titan and Guigo and Aegis up on this top side looking to make that matching Herald play once again, but you can see they don't have nearly as much confidence in safety and control here. Damage, Karaoke, and Weiser can probably contest this if they look for it. Dinkato heading up as well as Grefthar rocks up for the 4 versus 4 all over this top lane tower. I can smell a bit of a fight brewing here. The hook does not land, and Jojo is in a very bad spot, gets pushed back by the ultimate, and Dinkato will find that kill. Oh, but Greftar's in, and they pulled it back on the mid laner. This is a nice trade for them. Damage goes in, doesn't have the ultimate, but is at the safety of the tower. Who's going to tank this one up? It looks like it's going to be Aegis, who picks it up in that form of Vex, and Damage tries to flash to safety. Guigo following him will find the kill off the Q, and Weiser now on his own in 3 people. Karaoke desperately trying to finish off Guigo, while the rest of Red Canids are diving through the jungle to find another. It's the reverse of the last play, and Red Canids are taking down Pain members. Karaoke flees the safety with the ghost through the jungle, but it's going to be tower in top.
Amidst all of that, the gold pocketed from Aphelios there actually ends up skyrocketing them up to a 1.5k gold lead, right? Trigo got 5 plates plus local gold. That man is sitting on, again, now he's just back Berserker Greaves plus a Gale Force. And
Before 10 minutes. Oh my
yes,
god.
that is insane. That is insane damage and itemization coming out. And look on the side of just Teton just cannot compare. He doesn't have his mythic. He has a Cull in hand, has a refillable potion. He's got a Berserker Greaves, yeah, but he's just nowhere near. Look at that gold. 5,200 on the side of Trigo. Aegis trailing behind with 200. And you look at where the gold is allocated on the side of these teams. It's jungler versus AD carry right now. Can Trigo pump out enough damage before Greftar and Aegis get the resets in these fights?
This is not what we expect Pain to be doing, right? Funneling gold into Trigo. We expect them to play through the power couple of Waizo and Karaoke, or the reliable scaling carry of Dinkedo, but Trigo is getting so much resource in the last game and this one. Now, last game we saw he couldn't really do much with it. Now he's got another chance to do so. He's got Severum Crescendum. No one wants to fight him at this point. You talked about how strong his items are. They got the 2v2 kill versus Titan and Jojo. The team fights weren't as good. Trigo has another chance now to prove himself.
Yeah, the lanes have just swapped, like you said, right? Guigo's got to take that bottom lane, match Weiser as best as he can. Weiser's going to use the TP here. Guigo has it in hand. Mountain Dragon is still up. The first dragon of the game. It's 12 minutes nearly in, and these teams are just ignoring it completely. Game's going to slow down just a little bit. Ryoka looking for the gank.
Sniffs it out and is going to interrupt it with the body slam. The cask, though, does not do the right job, and Aegis is desperately running through to try and assist his top player. No flash for Guigo if he can keep himself alive. Needs to dodge a shock blast. Will not get away. Weiser don't miss that one.
Yeah, and I think Karaoke played that really well, right? He went ahead of Guigo there, so even if the barrel displaces him, he's just going to be right in front of him. And Hecarim has the phase rush, one of those champions that have an insane amount of moves. Greptar's going to die here.
Always got the flash and the ult, but there's the combo with a Shadow Surge. Not a chance for an outplay. There's going to be more plays for Trigo.
Beautiful Hex Flash play from Damage here. Greftar getting punished. 0-2-4 on this Ahri. Aegis still 5-1. Still looking to carry if he can, but this gold lead is slowly surmounting in the favor of PNG or Pain Gaming here, and Red are losing grip of what little they have.
Yeah, it feels like without Aegis there, you take Aegis out of a team fight and suddenly Pain Gaming are like 5k ahead of them, if you count the actual gold on the members in the fight. So without Aegis, they can't really contest them in these plays. Dinkedo is so strong. Trigo is funneled through the roof, and Titan's still trying to catch up. Doesn't have the mythic done yet. Has 4 assists, yes, but doesn't have any kills. Red Canids need to be playing around their spearhead in Aegis if they want to make something happen. They might look for something here, though, as he is in the area. Dinkedo gets the fear. They won't find the hook onto him, and the chompers won't land either. And now Weiser coming in with the flank. Red just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, blue suede shoes were put on for it. Dinkedo there dodges the hook, dodges the stun, even the chompers as well. There's just so much that he dodged out. Looks like okay, never mind. I think they're just gonna go for a siege onto the top lane here, potentially looking to dive Guigo, but Aegis is here, Jojo is here. I don't know if you want to dive a Viego Gragas. That is just so much outplay potential waiting to happen. TP gets burned on the bot side from Dinkedo, and for everything that's been happening, Pain Gaming has been using these TPs very, very loosely. They haven't been using it for flanks or fights. They've just been looking to catch waves and go onto towers. A very interesting TP usage this game so far.
They really, really want to keep this bot lane tower alive. They're living and dying by this bot lane tower. And to be fair, it's still there. So, fair dues. But we can see, as you say, now the gold lead, it has slowed down a little bit. Pain Gaming not able to find another play just yet. About 1.5k ahead. Plenty of time before the next dragon. And I'm kind of looking maybe at Jojo to see if he can find something with the hooks right here.
Yeah, and Guigo gonna actually opt in for the Chem Tank build this time around. Instead of, I believe last time, no, he did go Chem Tank last time as well, I think. Yeah. Into the Trundle. But I just think Guigo has to hit like some insane ultimates like he did last game if he wants to be effective. It feels like Pain Gaming's composition is a little bit geared better towards handling that Gragas, right? With the Alistar W, with the Hecarim, just being more mobile. Regardless, it's just a much better champion than the Trundle that was picked last game. And let's see if Aegis can navigate these fights with Greftar. These two need to get the resets off. They need to play off of each other, essentially, so they can really carry these fights.
They're going for the Herald once again. A lot of success was found for the Canids in game 2, and they have, as we saw before, they've muscled their way into the river, got the pinks down, but Pain Gaming happy to
Guigo.
contest them this time around. They are ahead in gold. They've got plenty of tools as damage goes forward, does find a way onto Teton, but won't find the kill. There goes the Herald, secured by Pain
Teton.
Gaming. Look at the knockups coming
Teton.
through. Viego looking for the resets, but it's a big few onto Grevdar damage as well. Teton gets the reset from the Hecarim, but where is Aegis? Where is Aegis? He and Teton are completely zoned away.
They were zoned away because of just all the damage that came out from Pain Gaming. You see the replay. Karaoke ended up getting that Herald steal. Pain Gaming gets the Herald in tow, and it's just Weiser and Dinkato played that fight so well. This Vex pick is really working out for him. Why were they even banning it? As we get a replay here, Guigo trying to zone as much as he can. He just drops the mist here. Beautiful pulverize, just completely takes Teton's flash out of the fight, and then Dinkato gets a massive ultimate onto Grevdar. The barrel does as much as it can, but Trigo goes untouched. Dinkato virtually goes untouched, and now Teton and Aegis, they don't have the range to follow up. Even with the reset, or the Jinx reset from Teton, it just wasn't enough.
This is more gold now, accelerating for Pain Gaming. They have played out the fights well thus far. Now a minute to the next dragon, where I imagine we'll see them throw down once again. And they've dealt with the threats off Red well so far. Teton forced to flash away. Aegis zoned away by the threat of a Dinkedo Fear. Could find nothing there. And if they can keep navigating the fights like this, they're going to be set up well for this game. And here they are, very early into the river, not wasting any time, making sure they've got all the knowledge they need.
RATP is up here, gonna start pushing in that top wave, potentially look for maybe some solo local gold in that tier 2 turret. They can opt in to give this dragon away because we're 16 and a half minutes into the game and it's only the second dragon. Dragon stacking is long ways away. Actually,
oh, they got Teton, the ult behind him with an easy combo to set it up. The Bragus barrel will not find anything. All it does is set up a second kill for the Vex, and Pain Gaming take 2 clean. They're going to take the dragon as well.
Teton's positioning is just lackluster in that mid lane, right? Not respecting the Hecarim engage, maybe because of lack of playing against it, but just no flash, really no heal either. I don't think he had heal up that fight. You're not that safe. You also have Kraken Slayer instead of Gale Force, so you have to be even more patient. You have to wait around. There's no Tom Kench available either. That's just a beautiful engage from Karaoke. They get mid lane tier 1, and it looks like they got tier 2 as well. They're going to pick up the dragon for their troubles as well, and that is just... oh, never mind.
He takes it! Oh my goodness, Teton, you can't just do him like that.
Never mind, they don't get the dragon. They just get 2 towers. And
oh, they're looking for Dinkedo. Aegis going to find the reset potentially here. Grevthar as well. Pain Gaming, we're trying to compliment you.
I'm just going to stop talking about Pain Gaming Trajan because the moment I talked about them, they got the dragon stolen.
We're just
700 gold. 700 gold went into Aegis' pocket. It was just, the solo kill potentially from Weiser onto Guigo here. Guigo's not as tanky as he was.
Yeah, he's got the healing though. Weiser drops the hammer once again with a shock blast. Isn't going to find the kill just yet, but you can see the threat that he has right there. So even after that play, Pain Gaming still very far ahead. They got a nice shutdown, but it is onto Aegis once again. We know the Viego's strong. I think Grevthar probably wanted that one a little bit more.
Yeah, it's... the thing is, Grevthar hasn't really been able to pop off on these fights. Yeah, he has 7 assists, but he really needs to land like these crucial charms either onto Dinkedo as the replay comes out. Oh, we're just going to see the rocket steal. Yeah, this is just one of those things where it's unfortunate, right? Karaoke just didn't position correctly, gets the dragon steal. And
talk to him, Teton. Let him know.
He's like, you can't smite, I guess. But that was really good. Red needed that, right? They needed the dragon steal. They needed the gold funneled onto Aegis here, right? Divine Sundoor and Death Dance onto a Viego is very, very scary.
Yeah. If he gets in range, if he's allowed to reach the backline, that is going to be a menace to deal with. They could zone him out, as we saw in that top lane river fight, but if they don't have, a nice choke to play around at that point, could get very messy for the Pain Gaming squad. We see bot lane tower has been taken down, and Guigo and Aegis will skulk away, having secured that one up. But they are still, as I said before, they're still pretty far behind. There's still a lot of gold localized on the one player of Aegis. They've got to tread carefully.
Yeah, Red, they're trying to opt into these fights thinking they're not that far behind. I think they need to play their compositions, strength, a pick composition with Aegis and Grevthar, use T10 and Jojo, use T10's Super Mega Death Rocket to probably secure some kills and get resets, but opting into front to back 5v5 is just not the move right now, right? You have Dinkato hitting really good ultimates. Trigo, so much damage on his side. He is cleaning up these fights perfectly. And then you have Karaoke just diving your backline. Weiser only has to hit maybe 1 to 2 EQ shock blast combos, and then that trigger is pulled. Karaoke is going to ghost and he's going to ultimate, and he's going to take your team out.
I think Hecarim is going to become a really pivotal pick here. I think it's hitting the
Mm-hmm.
picker ban stage at this point. You know, last game we saw Trigo really fed out of lane, just gets Hecarim ulted over and over again. He can't do anything. Now, Red Canids, they don't have the Hecarim. They don't have as good of a way to get on top of Trigo, and he's now 3-0-4. He's kind of unthreatened in these fights without that Hecarim engage that is so hard to get away from. They can't focus out the important carries of Pain, and it is in fact Titan getting trampled by the Hecarim.
Yeah, that's a full tank Hecarim, right? We saw the Triforce Frozen Heart Hecarim in game 2, but this is just full tank. I'm going to be in your face. You're going to have to deal with me, or you're going to die. And it's just drawing Titan's attention away, his damage away from the carries and onto Karaoke. It's just he's just doing his job correctly, right? Karaoke is zoning out, absorbing as much damage as he can, allowing Dinkato and Trigo to navigate these fights perfectly. And you see they've been rewarded, right? Pain Gaming up nearly 3k gold. Dragon is going to be up in a minute and a half. They have the vision down there. They have vision scattered everywhere if you look on the map, right? 4 pink wards down into the bot side river, top side river, and even the blue side of Red Gaming here. And they were looking to fancy a fight, but I don't think there was anything there.
Semi-accidental sidestep from Jojo there, gets away from the ultimate and they'll walk away. That was not a 2v2 that was looking good for them, but they will deal with that. The ult's now on a little bit of a cooldown and the Dragon coming up in about a minute. So often is the Dragon a focus for teams to play around at this point in the meta. There's so much strong team fighting to go through. Red Canids, they've managed to pull miracles out of the bag before. Yes, they are behind, but they've got items coming through now as well. They've got 2 items on Jinx, they've got the Zhonya's done for Grevdar, a bit of safety. They've had 2 items done on Aegis for a little while, so they do have a lot of power to bring to this fight. Will they be able to turn the tides back in their favor?
Yeah, Aegis is in that power trough right now where he just needs a lot more gold. He's not going to get it from the camps that he's farming consistently. He's going to need to get some lane minions or some kills potentially to really skyrocket him. It could turn this stopwatch into a Guardian Angel after he uses it, but it just feels like Red has to win this team fight here if they're ever going to think of getting back into this game.
Oh, 2-man fear, but there's still not quite a Hecarim ultimate. Jojo forces the engage. Out comes the Dragon's Power and damage with the force to go to reset for Titan. That's another. And Grevthar picks it up. 2 dead for Pain Gaming. Yes, they still have the carries, but they ain't got no frontline anymore.
That was just a lot of damage coming out from Grevthar and Titan. Damage on the side of PNG. God, that name. Alistar on the side of Pain Gaming was zoning Red out, but he just isn't tanky enough. I believe that was a level 1 ultimate instead of a level 2, actually.
Fear for Grevthar has to step away, and Dinkato, Weiser, and Trigo don't want to step too far forward either. Guigo with the TPN to put pay to that one. I am shocked that damage in Karika went down that fast. Given the full tank Hecarim, and even Jinx without any armor shred, that is crazy that he didn't last very long.
Yeah, I think Grevthar, the combination of both Grevthar and Titan hitting the same target really just melted Alistar down pretty much like butter. And it just got the reset for Aegis. And Viego with Alistar body is so scary because he can combo you with WQ, R onto you, hit you with another CC, get another reset, and it actually looks like Pain Gaming, they're going to go for the Baron. I don't think Red know this is happening. They sniff something out. No, it's okay.
He just wastes the stasis on Viego. This could be critical in the team fight, and down goes the Baron below 3k. They found out what's happening, but I think Pain's going to walk away with this one. Damage just zoning them out. He'll give up his life, and can Red Canids stop them getting away scot-free? Aegis, he's got the flank angle. Guigo, he's a little bit behind the curve. I don't think he can really stop them. I think Pain Gaming are going to have a bit of a worth play right now. Out comes the Casco. He knocks back Weiser, forces the re-engage from Karaoke, but they find no kills. The fear comes back from Dinkato, and Jojo's the first to go down, but Trigo is caught out. Grevthar with a critical kill on the carry, and Titan looking for the resets, but will not step past the tower. At the end of the day, that's the 1 for 2, I think. 3 Baron buffs secured for Pain.
Yeah, the bot lane of Pain Gaming goes down, but Weiser, he's keeping in the mid lane with this Baron buff as well. Just looking to cause some pressure right now, forcing the backs from Red Canids here, and Guigo, decent ultimate here, forces a flash out from Weiser, but there's just so much damage coming out from Trigo here. If Alistar is alive, Pain Gaming win this fight. Look how low Red get from this fight here. Just
Yeah,
just insane.
the critical hook there from Jojo, I think it was, lands it
Mhm.
onto Trigo. Even though he goes down, he's done his job, right? You found that very important carry and hands him his first death of the game. Trigo, though, now with both summoners up, likely won't be walking into that one once again. And Red Canids, even though the Baron was taken, they have shortened that gold lead. It's only about 2,000 now. They're not letting Pain run away with it and get that clean closeout that they found in the first game.
No, Red is definitely making Pain Gaming sweat for it here. This Baron is just one of those Barons that is just like takeaway Baron, right? It's like, okay, well, even if we lose a fight in this upcoming team fights, they don't have a Baron to take. They don't have an objective to take. It isn't really used that much as you see the Baron power play, pretty much only really gaining about 1,000 gold with that Baron play. But for all intents and purposes, at 25 minutes, 45 to 48K, 3K gold lead, that is not insurmountable. That is something that
No.
Red can really navigate pretty easily, especially with the team fighting and reset potential of Red here. I do wish they would go for, again, more of a pick composition look with, Grevthar and Aegis to really zone somebody out, but it looks like Guigo
Ooh. I
gets
mean,
what he
I think
wanted.
another classic zoning ultimate from Guigod right there is going to get himself out of trouble. But my question, Shibby, is now that Red, they don't have the Victor, right? They've got the Grevthar and the Ari instead. Do they still win the scaling war against PNG as they are keeping the game so even? They're not finding the lead. The scaling has to be in their favor if they want to win out come late.
Yeah, it's all up to Aegis, right? Because Viego, he's hitting that power, like I said, the power drop. He's at 2 items. He's gonna be stuck at 2 items for a while until he can start getting resets in these team fights. Really, he's gonna turn that, like I said, stopwatch, unfortunately used, into a
Yeah.
guardian angel. Once he gets to that 3 item mark, 4 item mark, if it gets that late for Aegis and them, they can win, right? Because Titan, he's at 3 items now. He's got the
Yeah,
Infinity Edge
he's
in hand. He's going to start doing a lot of damage. He almost cleaned up that fight in the top lane, even without
yeah.
the Infinity Edge. So it just scaling. It's I would say it's even between Aphelios and Jinx. I think Dinkato has a lot of burst in the same vein as Ari, but Dinkato just has like a lot more potential to disrupt fights, whereas Ari is more, if it draws out a little longer, if we get a couple more
Yeah.
resets, the longer these fights go, the better Aegis and Greftar get.
I do love that we have a game set up here with both Titan and Trigo fed on the hyper carries to really go one-on-one against each other. Now that Trigo is meeting Titan in the finals once again, went down in a 5-game series in Split 2 in 2021 to Red Canids with Titan. He's fed again. They're funneling into him, but does he have the stones to win out in this fight? Red contesting the river. We see Dinkedo on the flank. Watch out, but Greftar spotted him, forced the flash. It's a nice bit of mobility taken away for the
Jojo's
Pain Gaming
low.
mid laner. Jojo chunked out, can't find the hook. Aegis taking damage as well. Weiser's doing a lot of work on his front line.
Yeah, and for everything that was invested on the side of Grevthar, Jojo, and everybody, Pain Gaming is just gonna muscle their way in, right? Karaoke and Damage just able to. Oh, Damage.
Maybe Pain wants to force it with the flash onto Jojo. There's the engagement in Kato, but Guigo has the counter engage. Karaoke looking for the carries, will force the stasis on Grevthar, who's got onto Aegis. He's already very low. He's not going to find resets at all unless Titan can make something of this. He's full HP, can't find the rocket he needs, flashing away from Weiser. Can he get the reset? Goes into stasis himself. No way does he get let out of that one for free. And Pain Gaming took the clean 3 for none.
That was just head scratching positioning from Red. They try to take down the mid lane turret. There's just so much engaged potential, right? Again, I feel like I'm deja vu. Karaoke ghosted into the mid lane, got the ultimate on, and just look, they're just overstaying. Dragons came down, damage. Beautiful flash Q. Allows essentially his team to walk in freely, zones everybody out, and look, Hecarim just ults the backline, does his job, is just tanky, beefy, forces all the damage onto himself, and you look, even with Titan, even with all these low health bars, he just cannot do enough. Grevthar is out of the fight, no charges with his ultimate, and Aegis can't really walk in, no misread. He can just take the jungle of what is left, and now 4.5 or 4,000 gold lead for Pain Gaming here, and it looks like just Red is falling behind in these team fights.
All the progress they made, evening up that gold lead, falls away in the blink of an eye. Dinkedo focusing out Aegis so well, and Guigo caught on the side lane. TP coming in from Vex. Karaoke's got the inside track, and the rest of Pain Gaming coming round the corner. Will not let this Gragas get away with that one. It's a nice kill for them. They've got the wave coming up in top lane as well. Looks like Red Canids, they're just trying to force pressure elsewhere, both mid and bot.
Baron is up. Guigo is down for another 35 seconds. They can look to force this, but Aegis is up. If they flip this and they lose this flip, this just allows Red to stall it out even more. They're hunting for Aegis here. 2 members on Baron.
Always found him. Wiser's there, and there's Dinkedo as well with the fear again. They seek out the Red Canids jungler, but Titan has rotated over. Big damage onto damage, who does have his ultimate on for Karaoke. Finds the Jinx. Dinkedo looking once again for the fears. He does not miss this game, and they'll catch the critical targets. Red Canids, they make a fine effort. They get some turrets, but they'll lose another fight.
They lose the fight. They're going to lose the Baron here as well. And that TP was so late from Greftar. I think the moment that you see Aegis is in the GA or the Guardian Angel resurrection animation, you hit that TP button as fast as you can, because if Greftar is there, if he's there a half a second or a second earlier, the amount of low health bars on the side of Karaoke, on the side of, it was, I believe, Trigo before he got the healing off with his Bloodthirster, they could have made something out of that, even if it was 4v5. But Greftar, late on the TP, doesn't even get the bottom lane turret, doesn't get the local ult for himself. And it looks like Red is just blundering, brain blundering on these fights.
It's not going well for them. Dinkedo is always finding who he needs to find. Aegis not able to do anything in the last 2 engagements. He got so far ahead in the early game, but just can't translate it into team fights right now, as we can see the gold coming up on your screen. Trigo and Titan still the richest players on the field, but Dinkedo and Wiser, the carries for Red Canids, are so far ahead of their counterparts.
Yeah, and it just, that gold lead that was there for Aegis, like you said, it's gone, right? Karaoke is only about 800 gold down, and he's going to be more effective in these team fights because he's just a tank, right? Aegis, once his abilities are blown, if he doesn't get a reset during that first initial burst, he just kind of has to wait around, walk around in the backline, and you see what happens after that. Trigo is just cleaning up. He's gone untouched pretty much every single fight. He only has 1 death so far.
Titan, he's been caught, he's been feared, he's been knocked back. Karaoke just takes him down basically on his own, and Dinkedo with the follow-up once again. Red, without their captain, without their heart and soul in Titan, can do nothing to stem the flow of Pain Gaming over their base. They are going to move to 2-1 on the cusp of dethroning our defending champions and returning to their winning ways of old.
Yeah, and just beautifully played from Pain Gaming here.